What's up, guys? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, and today we're bringing another live duel. Shane and I were able to proxy some of the Cyberstorm access cards, and we were able to live duel with the actual card, obviously proxies, but this was a great way to test the new set. I was in this duel. I was actually playing Bystial Control. I built this deck. I think this deck is incredible. I'm going to be posting the deck profile soon, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 3,000 subscribers. We're almost there. It's actually incredible to think about, and we appreciate all the support. But we were actually going up against a Purrely player. This was our first time really using the decks and playing, so keep that in mind as we're able to, play. I'm sure in the future there's a lot more optimal ways of playing, but this is the first time cards weren't even out. We proxied them, but this way you guys get a chance to see some of the deck building that we were able to do and some of the duels and interactions that we actually got to do. It's not dueling book; it's actually live cards, so it's pretty cool. So with all that, please make sure to subscribe. We truly appreciate it. We have other duels coming post Cyberstorm access, and with all that being said, let's dive into the Bystial Control build that I built myself versus Purrely.
House of Cards
TCG.
Alright, diving into this Purrely versus Bystial Control. I am on the right playing Bystial Control. It's my second game with the deck. So obviously get a little bit more prepared after my first game with the Rikka Sunavalon, which you can catch in the top right corner. I'm going to link that so you can check it out if you want to see my Bystial Control deck. Playing another duel, but you're going to see that I win the die roll, so I'm going to be able to go first against Purrely, which is really good because obviously they are a towers. Let me make sure that was 5. Yeah, that was definitely 5. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start this off. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and activate the Regained. Then we're going to go ahead and activate the Fateful. So immediately just activating 2 spells right from the jump. He goes ahead and ashes the Fateful Search. So we're going to go ahead and Talents draw 2, which is probably going to fix our hand. I don't know if that was correct to ash the Fateful, but he doesn't know it's in my hand, and he probably doesn't want me to get access to the Enchantress. I mean, there's a lot of things I could do. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon out the Apple Dragon. We're going to go and link that off for a Striker Dragon. I would imagine that's going to allow us to get into some Bystial plays. Then we're going to go ahead and trigger the Faithful Adventurer. That's going to allow us to search. We probably could have done that on the normal summon of Apple, but I think I realized that after I linked off the Apple Dragon. But imagine we have Magna in hand. We do. So we're going to go ahead and banish the Apple Dragon. That's going to activate the Regained. Regained is going to allow us to put the Apple Dragon at the bottom of the deck, and then we're going to go ahead and draw a card. And then Magma is going to allow us to search at the end phase. Basically, I think we're just setting up a Seal here. Seal with some branded spells and traps. And of course, we have Faithful as well, so... yeah, we're going to go ahead and seal. We might just seal pass. So you might think, okay, seal pass. But here's the thing. This is actually a lot more than you think. We're probably going to add Druisworm at the end phase. So it's Druisworm. I'm imagining that's either a beast or in the 2-day that's set. So we got seal, which is going to be able to bounce. Druisworm, which is going to come out and also be a send. We have Regain, which is going to special summon back from the graveyard. I mean, this is actually pretty much a lot. This is my first time playing against Purrely too, so I'm actually learning the deck as I duel against him in this one. So let's see what he goes and activates. That's the Lily. Sorry for the glare there, but that's the Purrely Lily. So he's going to go ahead and normal summon out the Purrely Lily. That's going to go ahead and add him a continuous spell. Basically, it's either the continuous spell or the trap is usually what I found that they go for. Dude, that glare is unfortunate. I'm sorry. I thought we fixed it, but... he's going to add the My Friend Purrely. What My Friend Purrely does is allows him to show 3 cards and you randomly choose one. Typically, they show 3 of the same because they're all in the deck, and then you get to randomly add one back to the deck. We're going to go ahead and ogre that. This is huge. So ogering the My Friend Purrely is actually really big. They pay 500 for cost, and then they go ahead and that doesn't resolve. So now he's going to go ahead and activate Delicious. Obviously, what all this does is that Delicious is basically, they all special summon and they all have their own effect. The big one is obviously Sleepy, which allows him to draw in the standby phase. The rest of them is kind of, you just have to read to really come up. But the big effect is that they special summon. He does have Veiler in hand, which is obviously really good. Oh, he's going to go ahead and send the Nib, though, instead. And you know what? I actually did not see the Veiler when he did that, so I did not know that he had Veiler in hand. I didn't actually see him do that, and it's funny watching it back now. But he is going to go ahead and bring out the Purrely. Purrely's then going to go ahead and mill 3, and then get to add a spell if one is milled. And it's unfortunate for the glare. I'm apologizing for that. So he does activate the effect. I went ahead and bounced the Purrely because I know that it was the normal summon. So I wanted to get the normal summon off the field because I know that I can deal with the Lily if you were to activate the effect. So I do go ahead and special summon out the Druisworm now. And that is probably because I have Beast in the back row. And so that allows me that if he activates the Lily effect, I can go ahead and chain Beast and then pop it and then go ahead and get rid of that Lily, because I don't want that effect to resolve. It can actually attach a spell in itself in XYZ summon. So he does have another Delicious in hand, I think, or I guess that's what he added off of the mill 3. So Delicious is not once per turn, so he could actually activate it again. But he's going to go ahead and pass on that. So it looks like I was able to draw for turn. We are going to go ahead and flip the Beast. Beast is going to send the Jerusalem, and then we're going to... Oh, that was a regained. I regained effect Drew. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was a regained effect. So it's still his turn. So we're going to go ahead and Beast because he activated the Lily effect. That's going to pop the Lily on the field. So he has not passed yet. I apologize. So that was a regained draw off of the banish for the Druid Worm. So we're going to go ahead and bring out the Magma. And that was brought out off of the seal that I also forgot to do there. So just keep in mind we're still testing. Magma is going to search it in phase, obviously. And so we're going to get the Magma effects. So the Magma was brought out off seal, obviously, but I got to get my chain links in order. This was my second match piloting this deck, so it gets a lot better, I promise. But we're going to go ahead and draw for turn. You can see that we have a same card advantage, which is good against Purrely, but we also went first, which is really good. So we're going to be able to get the Faithful online now. He's got Valor Ash in hand, it looks like. I'm not sure if there's a play for the Purrely guy, for Purrely to do there. I'd have to go back and read the cards and see, because he did have Delicious in hand and it's not once per turn. We are going to go ahead and search Enchantress, and I think we're going to discard something. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon out the Enchantress. We discarded the Destrudo, actually. So we're going to go ahead and Destrudo, bring back, make it a level 4. That's going to allow us to go into a Baron here, and that's going to go ahead and set up a Omni Negate, just in case we do decide to play into Nib, then we have a Negate for Nib. So then we go ahead, and he did pitch the Nib too, which is kind of crazy, because if he had Nib Valor, that would be actually really good. So he is going to Ash the Enchantress, search for the right, and we did link off the Enchantress for the Artemis. That puts a light onto the field, so if we were to go into some Mud Dragon plays, then we have a light on the field. And that's how you use the Enchantress with your normal summon to actually go into an Artemis to put a light onto the field. So we're going to go ahead and bring out the Black Dragon Collar Serpent, and then we are going to go ahead and banish the Ogre. Ogre, that's then going to go ahead and bring us out we're banishing Ogre to bring out the Collar Serpent. Now we're going to activate the Regained effect. Regain's going to go ahead and put Ogre on the bottom of the deck, and we're going to draw another card. Regained is just broken. I love that card so much. We're going to, I guess we drew the Lubellion there, so now we're going to go ahead and Lubellion. That's going to go ahead and grab us out another Magna Hut. Now we can go ahead and activate Magma. That's going to go ahead and banish the other Magma, special hit, search, and then we can go ahead and Lubellion effect, tribute it to start to put the Etude. He's going to go ahead and Valor the Lubellion, which is fine. We're not going to negate that with Baron because we're basically just going for game either way, and we really fear Nib here, so we want to save our Baron negate for Nib. So he is going to go ahead and scoop here, so we're going to see the Bystial Control going first and take game 1 against Purrely. Now let's dive into game number 2. So fun fact, my Purrely player actually didn't have a side deck built, so we went ahead and just played non-siding. So we basically took our decks and we just did a replay as if it was still game number 1, even though I was up 1-0 at this point. I decided not to side. I do have a side deck, but I decided not to side, keep it fair. If he's not going to side, I'm not going to side. So with that being said, we just went ahead and kept it the way it was when we were ready to go. And with all that being said, this is a great time to subscribe to the channel. We truly appreciate it. We're on the road to 3,000 subs. And if you enjoy content like this, please comment down below. Let us know that you enjoy it because it truly appreciates us and our work. Obviously, we had to print the proxies and everything like that. So we wanted to bring you awesome content post Cyberstorm access. So, all right, let's see what the Purrely can do going first this time. And we're going to be able to, I see a lot of names in his hand. So he's going to be able to set up his board for sure. And let's see how we are able to deal with that playing Bystial Control. So he's going to go ahead and activate the Happy, I believe that is. I have to double check. I'm still learning these cards as well. Or it could be Sleepy. It's hard to see, but he's going to go ahead and bring... I hate the glare. I apologize for the glare there. I'm going to fix that for future videos, I promise. So he's going to go ahead and bring out the Purrely. Purrely's going to go ahead and mill 3. And he does hit one of his Purrely spells. I just don't remember which one that looks like. That looks like Happy, actually. Oh, that looks like Pretty. So that's probably Pretty. So he is going to go ahead and normal summon out the Lily. Lily's then going to go ahead and add him either the continuous spell or the trap. He does grab my friend Purrely, which is the continuous spell. That is the one that you can ogre, which is insane. I go ahead and drop the ogre because I know that was the next thing that he was going to be doing. He was like, well, you can't ogre it. And I was like, well, you can because I know that you're going to activate it. That was obviously the next play. He does have talents in hand, which is really good. He's going to go ahead and draw 2. So he's going to be able to set up a pretty cracked board here. So let's see what he goes for. He's going to go ahead and drop. That looks like Sleepy. That's going to go ahead and discard his... Another copy of Sleepy or Pretty. You know what? That might be Pretty that he just played. But he went ahead and brought out another Purrely. It's going to mill 3. We got a Veiler. We got the Trap. And then we got what looks like my friend Purrely. That could be Happy also. Actually, that looks like Happy. I'm still trying to get these Purrely cards straight. They're actually kind of insane. What's crazy about the Purrely cards is they all do the same thing, which is special summon out a Purrely monster, which is cracked, and none of them are once per turn, so all the Purrely monsters just keep on going off. So I think Kaijus are going to be really big in this format. You're definitely going to need Kaijus, and Droll's really good against this, and I'm thinking that Anti-Spell is actually really good against this deck too. So I'm thinking about what I want to side against it, what I want to play. I think definitely Kaijus and Anti-Spells, depending on how popular this deck gets. So... it's not the end of the world. I actually have an out in my extra deck to the Purrely monster. And so I was prepared for Purrely. I expected it to be big. So actually in the Bystial Control, I was able to find a way to play a card in the extra deck, which allows me, which you're going to see in this duel, allows me to out the Purrely board. So you're actually going to not see me scoop. It's going to be kind of insane. Yeah, just keep watching and see what happens here. So I'm just reading some of the extra deck. Again, this is the first time I've faced off against Purrely. So he's going to go ahead and Delicious. Delicious is then going to go ahead and special summon out another one. Then he's going to use the effect, and he's going to go ahead and Synchro using the Delicious and the Purrely monster. That's going to bring out what I do believe is Plump. And Plump, what it does is it allows you to target 2 spells in the graveyards and attach them as material. This is a quick effect. And then basically that's if you use another Purrely card, you can attach it to as material. So a funny fact too is you can actually activate the Purrely quick play. You don't have to discard, and you can attach it without having to resolve it. Because if you don't discard, then you don't resolve the effect. It's kind of insane. So, so we're gonna see Plump get nice and plump with all those materials, right? And now he does have that glare is so unfortunate. It really bothers me, and I apologize. I promise we're gonna fix that. But we're gonna go ahead and see Lily activate Lily, and then it's gonna go ahead and overlay, and that's going to bring out what looks to be a Beauty, possibly. Yeah, okay, Beauty. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you go for Beauty here. So that's the negate. That's what Beauty does. So now we got Plump set up with Beauty. This would be a good spot for Nib, to be honest with you. Maybe Nib becomes more popular, depending on how the... But see, the other thing is, too, is if the Purrely monsters set up just the towers, then Nib is dead. But with Super Heavy Samurai, obviously that is insane. You really want to keep in mind with all those different decks. And then he's going to go for the Reciting Starling on that side. So, you know, I wasn't 100% sure. He said that there was another card that he wanted to play, but again, we're just testing. But he does set up the Reciting Starling. That is, you know, I'm not sure exactly which one that was supposed to be. He said there was supposed to be a different Recital Starling, but he didn't, or a different Literalist monster, but he didn't have it. So he is going to go ahead and pass with the Plump, the Beauty, and the Reciting Starling on his field. And again, we will fix that. We will fix that glare. I do apologize for that. All right, so I do believe that I actually go into this board, I'm able to break it. So let's see how we were able with Bystial Control to go ahead and break this board. And obviously I'm just reading because he brought out the Noir, or the, yeah, Purrely Noir, which is the spin. So it's a quick effect. It's unaffected as long as there's 5 materials. So I top that Gamma. So he goes ahead and activates the Purrely Noir. And so it's unaffected, but I actually have to read Gamma really quickly. Okay, so I read Gamma, so obviously this is a friendly match. But what Gamma says is that you can special summon a driver, and then if you do that, you get to negate the activation, and if you do that, you get to destroy it. So even though it's unaffected by card effects, you're still able to actually, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please comment down below. But I believe you Gamma, and you can still summon out the monsters, which allow you to do that. Just nothing happens. He still gets the draw, obviously, but you are able to actually still Gamma and bring out the monsters. This is really important because there is a card in my hand that I'm trying to activate, which is going to get me to my out for this board. So we are going to go ahead and activate the Upstart Goblin, which is the Albion Shrouded. We're going to send probably a 2-day. Yeah, I would imagine it's a 2-day into our grave, and just put that at the bottom of the deck, and then we're going to draw. The reason why we send a 2-day here is because it's as if we didn't side. So we don't need a 2-day. 2-day does nothing going into a board. So we're just getting that out of our deck. Obviously, we are trying to go into this. We want to, if we can activate Regain to get another draw, that's really good for us because we want to actually have access to more draws to get to the certain cards that we need in order to play. So we're going to activate Lubellion. Lubellion is then going to go ahead and search us out. He is going to go ahead and ash that. He does not want us to get into that. So we're going to go ahead and activate Right from here. Right's going to go ahead and bring out a token and bring us out our Fateful Adventure. This is really important. This is why the adventure package is so good in Bystial Control, because now it allows you to discard. You can discard a lot of cards in the deck that you want to get out of your hand. Sometimes a light, sometimes a dark, and sometimes there's a cards, like for example, I will show you right now, which is when we activate the Fateful Adventure, we're going to search Griffin, and we're going to go ahead and discard our Destrudo. So I know for a fact that we discarded Destrudo here. Destrudo is an insane card in this deck. You have to play one Destrudo in this deck. It does so much for you. So we're going to go ahead and bring out the Griffin. And then that's going to go ahead and search us out our Draco back. We're going to go ahead and activate the Dragon Ravine in our hand. Oh, maybe we didn't discard the Destrudo, but we sent it off the Ravine. So I see a monster in the graveyard now. So I definitely think we sent Destrudo off of Ravine. And that was able to get us Destrudo into the graveyard. So we activate the Griffin. Griffin's going to go ahead and... We probably should have Griffin went ahead and bounced beforehand. I mean, there's probably different ways to do it. He didn't know what was coming in his defense. He probably could have done more spins. He's got, I think, 1 spin with the Noir. So he's got to keep that in mind. Or 2 spins with the Noir. So he is limited on that. He does have a negate. But we're going to go ahead and bounce the negate. I did not want him to negate the Destrudo because now would make it a level 7 again. So we're going to go ahead and he's going to negate my Griffin, which is fine. I guess I'm thinking if I want to chain Griffin to this. And I'm thinking of ways that I'm going to do it. So let's see what he ends up doing here. So we are Draco back going to bounce. I'll just go ahead and Griffin negate it. And that's going to spin that back. I guess I was trying to bait his Noir to spin, I think is what I was trying to do there. To try to get rid of one of the spins because I really didn't want him to spin my Destrudo. But he's probably thinking in his mind that he's got this game won because once you have the Purrely Tower set up, I guess, yeah, so we're going to spin that back. So I guess just something to think. He's probably thinking I got the towers, so there's not much that he could do. So we're confirming that I do actually get to spin it back, which you do. It doesn't spin for cost, but again, because Noir is unaffected, it still resolves whatever you're doing. It's unaffected, so it doesn't get affected by anything. But if the Griffin still spins back, the Gamma still summons out, those sort of things. So we're going to go ahead. Destrudo is going to go ahead and target Gamma. We're going to pay 4,500 life points because we were at 9,000. And that's going to make it a level 5 tuner. Now, if you keep in mind, we do have Driver on the field, so we're going to make Destrudo and Driver because he didn't use his spin yet. And yes, we're going into Psychic and Punisher. It is so easy to make Psychic and Punisher in this deck. It is crazy. And Psychic and Punisher is your out to towers. This is how you do it. You have to play Destrudo in the deck, and you can send it off of the Grangoyle. You can send it off the Dragon Ravine. You can send it off of a lot of different Foolish Barrel that I play in the deck. A lot of ways to send Destrudo. Destrudo is insane, and you can get into Psychic and Punisher. You can make that with a Lubellion and making it a level 3 tuner by targeting one of your level 4s. There's many ways that you can make the Destrudo. You can target a level 2 token, make it a level 5, use a Bystial and the Destrudo to go into Psychic and Punisher. It's very easy to make, so I played it in my extra deck for the Purrely matchup because now in the battle, right now it's unaffected, so he can't even spin back my Psychic and Punisher. And we're going to go battle phase. It's going to gain the attack. The difference is 4,000. So now that puts it at 7,500 attack. We're going to battle into the Purrely. He's going to go ahead and spin back my cards. So that's probably the correct call here. I should have, hindsight 2020, right? What I should have done is probably activated the Psychic and Punisher effect, paid 1,000, and went ahead and banished his Reciting Starling. But I wasn't 100% sure what I was doing here, so he goes ahead and spins back the token and spins back my Fateful, which is fine, of course. He's got to get rid of that, or I'm just going to have an Omni negate every turn, right? So we go, and then I go ahead and battle over that. That's fine. And then just reading just to make sure. And then if you see a more optimal play here, you let me know. But this was my play here, right? So now we're going to go ahead and activate the Psychic and Punisher effect. We're going to go ahead and banish both the Reciting Starling and the Gamma. I think I battled into it and made him detach, and then I forgot about the Reciting Starling. I haven't seen that card in a while, so that's going to go ahead and put me down to 3,500. We're going to go ahead and banish the Gamma, banish the Reciting Starling, and then that's going to give me, with the towers, we're going to go ahead and Chaos Space, go ahead and put the Gamma back at the bottom of the deck, and then we're going to go ahead and draw. And that's going to just try to give me anything in my hand that I can just play just to keep going here. But yeah, I mean, Purrely can't really out this towers. Next battle phase, I'm going to gain the attack again. So it's really awesome to see. Oh, and we went ahead and got the Magma. Magma's going to go ahead and search at the end phase. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I think this is going to be it for our Purrely player. He can't out the towers. So it's funny seeing the towers going up against the towers and how you're able to set that up. But yes, Psychic and Punisher is 100% the out to Purrely, and any towers like that, you can play it in this deck. I can't wait to drop the deck profile for you guys. I promise it's coming out soon. And with all that being said, I think that we're just going to be taking this game. Now we're setting up our Branded Beast. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our Druis Worm. Whatever he summons out, we're going to go ahead and get rid of. So this is going to be game. I think it's GG's. He's reading, making sure that it's permanent gain, which it is a permanent gain. So that's still 7,500 next battle phase. I'm going to gain 5,000 more attack. And he topped that Gamma Steel, but I don't think he had to play with the Beast. So he goes ahead and scoops. And that was a great duel. Great duel. So you see Bystial Control take 2-0. It's been Tyler with House of Cards TCG signing out.
House of Cards.